Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and once again we appear to be in a brand new setting, and by that I mean I'm back in the garage. And I apologise for the state of the garage. We are just completely gutting the place and moving everything around, which is why you see a hammock, mattress and books and God knows what else everywhere. But that is not what we're here to talk about today. We are here to talk about Book of the Month. Book of the Month for August. I cannot believe we are in August already. That is just not allowed. That is ridiculous. Oh my god. Yes, this Book of the Month is Lyriel by Garth Nix. Lyriel, L'Oreal, I do not know how to pronounce this name. I say Lyriel. That is probably wrong. Lyriel. That is how I'm pronouncing it. That is how I'm sticking with it. Deal with it. Now, there's something to be said in this book, as in it hits all of the cliches. And I mean all of the cliches in the setup. It is insane. It's, you know, it's got the girl of a family that doesn't fit in, where there's something different about her. And whereas normally someone will have a gift, in this world she is the only one who doesn't have a gift in this family. And then a darkness arises and she ventures out on a quest to prove her worth and to take fate in her own hands, and there's even a talking animal sidekick, because why the hell not? Let's make this even more Disney-esque, shall we? But that being said, despite the fact that it has all of these cliches and it does hit all of the marks for a very typical fantasy adventure kind of thing, it's gorgeously written, and I mean that. It is, I mean, it's not a new book. This has been around for a long time, and I think it's got a trilogy, maybe a bit more than a trilogy. I think it's just a trilogy. I will have to look that up. Editing Amy, add something here. But yeah, it's so gorgeously written. The descriptions, the lore, the landscapes, the world building, it is just done so perfectly and so immersively that you genuinely have all of this just painted in your mind as the story's continuing. The characters are very stern, but well written. And by stern, I mean they're in a very harsh world, so they have to be, and it's very, their personalities are come across very bluntly. What you see is what you get, and then when a mystery does arrive and when someone does have a bit of like a twist revelation, it works because you're not expecting it, because you've already been shown, oh, this is their personality cut and dry, but oh no, there's more to it and it's a surprise. And I'm not doing well with my words today, I'm very sorry, but what I mean to say is that these are very well written characters, and despite the fact that they are just seemingly put out all in front of you, there is still more hidden in the shadows. Lyriel has, I don't know, when I first started reading this book there was a bit of a blandness to it. And for a main character I thought that there was going to be a bit of a personality. I didn't think that it was going to be a cardboard cutout that you kind of step into, and unfortunately she does kind of start off that way. And at first you're thinking, oh, it's just going to be those where the main character's bland so that you can get attached to the side characters, like you're stepping into their shoes, like the adventure's about you kind of thing. And I don't know, those are fun to read sometimes, but when you're reading a book this dense and there's a trilogy, you expect there to be a little bit more meat to them. So when I first started reading this, I thought I might be having issues with this. However, I don't know if it was like a false sense of security for people who wanted a blander character to step into, because out of nowhere, like, she starts off very bland, but then like 2 chapters in, suddenly personality and drive and motive and determination and a stubbornness and relatability, and I'm just there like, oh my god, we have a person. It was just it was a nice surprise, and that's what I mean, is that you have the characters that seem like they go in one way, but then they do have little mysteries and they do have surprises along the way, which definitely makes for a more interesting read. And I wasn't expecting a lot of humour, however, humour lands really well in this book, I have to say. As I said, it's so well written, it's poetic in a way, but it's very sharp and quick as well. It's just, there's just always something going on, and even when there are quiet moments, there's something going on in this quiet moments. It's not just, oh, I suppose these characters need to have a quiet time together or anything like that. It's, no, this still has a point to the story, and I don't know, I keep saying I don't know, but that's just the way my brain is working today, apparently. This is a good book. The lore that's set up in this is so vast. I mean, like I said, it does start off with a very, like a template. It's got every little cliche and trope that you expect to be there, but then it's twisted on its head and carried out in ways that you wouldn't normally expect, which makes for a much more interesting read all around, as well as having that familiarity of, oh yeah, I like this trope, or oh, you're taking this trope that's a bit of a cliche and you're doing something new with it. I appreciate that. And it does that with the lore. It takes this setup, this simple setup that we've seen a million times before, and it just expands it. And I'm not gonna lie, there are times when it does have its moments of exposition where it does go a little bit overboard on explaining how everything works out. However, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands today. But those exposition moments are very few and far between. They're very pointed, and by that I mean when there's exposition, there's a point for the exposition. It's not just trying to get all of the information to the reader as fast as possible. There is an absolute solid reason for there to be an explanation and an exposition, and everything else you learn along with the character, because she's been in this family for such a long time that there's not really a lot about the main world that she knows about, hence why she's going on this journey. So you're learning along with her as well, and along with the other characters, and it's good. I will admit that I have not actually read the rest of the series yet, however it is going to be, it's definitely going to be added to my list. I am going to add the rest of this to my Goodreads list, and in saying that, I haven't actually updated my Goodreads in a very, very long time. It's really funny how fast time goes when your routine is completely flipped upside down. But yes, L'Oreal by Garth Nix. I just smacked myself in the face with the book. This is a sturdy boy. Yes, L'Oreal by Garth Nix. Definitely worth picking up. It is a fantasy that takes advantage of being a fantasy and gets really freaking dark in places, I will tell you that much. The darkness. Ooh, the darkness. But anyway, I'm going to stop before I go into spoiler territory. But yes, that is the book of the month for August. I can't believe we're in the middle of August already, probably coming to the end of it. But yeah, I had fun with this one. I am surprised I had time to read it, considering everything else that's going on. But yeah, this was a good one, and it's a very quick read, but you need a bit of a brain power to process everything, so I'm probably going to have to do a second read at some point. Not anytime soon, simply because I don't have the time. It's one of those books, but definitely worth the read nevertheless. I'm going to stop now. So yes, I hope you're doing well, I hope you're staying safe, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, my scribblers.